Okay, this is a first for Royal Caribbean. Normally Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas docks at the Royal Caribbean terminal out here in Miami. We're doing a test run before we head out on the Freedom of the Seas, and this is the new MSC terminal. We're going to pull away from the dock, move up 950 feet, drop ropes again, and test the gangways, because on our return we will pull into this terminal rather than the terminal here, which is the Royal Caribbean terminal. We don't know what they're freeing up the Royal Caribbean terminal for, and why MSC, the Freedom will dock at the MSC terminal, starting the return from our cruise on a regular basis. I don't know if you can see this. Ropes are up. We're getting ready to pull away from the dock. I don't know if you can see the water is churning up in the front there from our bow thrusters. In the rear of the ship, ropes are up. We can see the water, and I'm not sure if you can hear it, but we've got thunder, as well as pods are turned to push the rear of the ship away from the dock up here in the aft of the ship, which was kind of odd when we boarded the ship today, because normally this ship docks nose in the canal for Royal Caribbean in the morning when they come in, and when leaving the pier here, they normally push away, go down the end of the canal and do a 180 and then leave. But coming in today, when we got on the ship is nosed out for leaving the canal straight out to the Atlantic here. We're away from the pier here. I'm not sure how far they're going to push out into the canal before they pull up, and we'll just get this on record. This is definitely another first, not only for us, but definitely a first for Royal Caribbean. Captain came on today, gave a really nice speech that we were going to be making a stop before Coco Cay tomorrow. Everybody was a little worried, and then he explained that we were just going to be pulling up about 950 feet to get to the point where they can drop ropes, drop the gangway, and give it a test run one time before we come in 6 days from now, the morning of the 7th. I'm sorry, the morning of the 7th day. This is a 6-day cruise for the Freedom of the Seas, August 22nd. We'll dock on the morning of the 29th. So right now we're about 150 feet out from the pier itself. We're still pushing away from the pier. I'm not sure if you can visualize this from the video, but as you can see, all the water is churned up between the bow thrusters and the pods in the rear of this ship. This ship doesn't have regular propellers. It has what's called an pod, which pivots and then directs the propellers in different directions for what they want to move the ship. Really beneficial getting into the piers and getting away from the piers. We are moving forward very slowly, probably not even a half a knot, and we're going to pull up, as you can see, where the gangways are at the new MSC terminal. We've got a vehicle driving underneath it right now, and we'll pull up to this and see if everything works out perfectly. That looks like Metro Dade PD. This is the brand new parking garage, much larger, not as tall as the Royal Caribbean parking garage, but definitely much longer in length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks of parking. Again, the MSC terminal is much larger than the Royal Caribbean terminal here at Terminal A at Port Miami. I don't know what the reason that they're freeing up the Royal Caribbean terminal, what ship they plan on bringing in to the Royal Caribbean terminal on a regular basis, that we're moving to a different terminal. Freedom of the Seas is kind of changing its normal cruise, where the Freedom was normally a 3 and 4 day cruise. This is a 6-day cruise, and some other cruises for Freedom that are, I believe, 7-day as well, leaving here out of Miami, as well as the Independence, which is doing 7-day cruises now. I think Freedom is going to be doing some 5-dayers and some 7-dayers maybe. We're moving right along. So brand new gangways that compared to the older gangways at Royal look much more robust. MSC cruise ships leaving out of Port Miami now, I believe, are a pretty large ship. MSC recently releasing some of their newer ships. Terminal looks absolutely beautiful. It has not had any passengers through it, as far as I know. Today when we pulled in, all the parking decks were completely empty except for what looks like workers that are parking, finishing up the completion. But when we return, we will be returning to the MSC terminal.
Here is a quick look as we arrived at the terminal and headed to the garage to wait for our rideshare to pick us up.